Moon and Cap, Sun and Sag. Some depository circuits are here. Moon creeping into Cap, and then Saturn into Pisces. So there's a Cap and Pisces dynamic. There's a winter dynamic. There's winter energies preparing for the storm. And Capricorn is about like royal feminine, most respectively, because Saturn has inherited a certain type of queendom, and within the recent ages, and as he inherited a certain type of recent queendom, it is what it is until it is not. But and yeah, this style right here, it's like it's kind of like it's a quote unquote peaceful contribution, end quote, of recognizing quote unquote God's order, end quote. Because obviously it's like there are things that are shared, and like but obviously you give your unique spin on it, so within like the sun and moon dynamic, that those nearby energies being nearby the Earth's radius and going towards an external forefront for physical inhabitants, the sun and the moon energetically is more relative to what's going on, and the temperamental seasons and their blast array effect of constellation energy is synergizing and alchemicalizing in the Earth's unconsciousness into Gemini. So Gemini is kind of like the womb of it. The womb is like Gemini. The Earth being in Gemini, we're grounding it in such a way where it's mutable air, masculine Mercury, where we're just kind of like we're being one with we're just being one with like a certain divine masculine of royal magic, right? Gemini being royal magic, like majestic, alchemy, and are obviously, we know like the predecessors are giving us the definition of like a real original open source, and that being used on an entirely different level, despite, the obsolete shit, the plateau shit, the fragmented shit, and just the dyshygienic synergy shit. That's what that is. And if you're new, welcome. Thank you very much. I'm just another being that's attempting to be balanced. So within that, moon creeping up into Cap, moon still like kind of cooking in Sag. We're feeling like we're feeling the power of the great and the small Sag respectively. And within that, that macro micro dynamic, we're on our own individual mystical journey in our own individual subjective path on what we're finding out spirituality to be. And then spirituality alternates within the hard surface level matrix mechanics of things. There's an alternate respectively, because it's not all just the spirituality stuff. People are fabricating and refurbishing spirituality most respectively, and then we're all subjectively paying our own karma in the surface level matrix. Sag to Cap. So Sag to Cap, it's like spirituality, our own individual subjective spirituality, Sag respectively. Cap, surface level reality of like just the standard like unknown matriarchy. Shout out to the predecessors. Cap. And then back to after Aquarius is the ancient respectively like the ancient dynasties that were just kind of self-organized and magically put together, the shins of the divine feminine, the shins of the solar system, and how the shins of the solar system, they also had a divine feminine origin. So Cap and Aquarius, they're like divine feminine, like on a cosmic level, they're like ancient divine feminine. And then like Aquarius would be something that's like anciently kind of like solidified and technologically constructed. That's kind of like the Aquarius age. So Capricorn and Aquarius, they have like mystical divine feminine pursuances. And then most respectively, Pisces, in my just my intuitive opinion or perspective, is the prominence of the divine masculine, the prominence of the divine masculine beings, the divine fathers, if you will, have had their influence within the standard pool of the primordial androgen being. So the in between Aries and Pisces is the primordial androgen being, most respectively. Everything's backwards. Pisces, that's the stance, the standing positioning of the divine fathers. So the moon's going to be in the divine fathers and Pisces, and Saturn and Neptune are in Pisces. So once it's Sagittarius, Cap, Aquarius, and Pisces, Sag and Aquarius, that's kind of like, that's like the retro spirituality. And then Capricorn and Pisces, within respects to that, what do you call that, sextile. Within respects to that sextile, that's also kind of seeing how like things are, how there's a divine masculine force working with divine feminine and primordial androgens. It's going outwardly, you know, Cap and Pisces going outwardly. So within that going outwardly, then there's stationary beacons within that Capricorn and Pisces energy. Saturn and Neptune energies are like kind of cruxing up and affiliating with Capricorn and Pisces, right? So within that, those major beacon players are there. So it's like you got to really, really, really be about your business and perhaps not be emotional. But if you're blinded by your emotions, that's what the hard 3D matrix is for. You're caught up doing your own things. The 3D matrix was to see how you're reflecting on your own stuff, whether you realize that or not, or want to admit it or not. So that's because there's things above and below the 3D, duh. So, and I've been like, see, like the people close to me when I was younger, they didn't realize, like they had no fucking idea, most respectively, I was on this tip. And that's just what it is, you know. They had no clue, because I didn't tell them. I was like intuitively didn't tell them everything. Their perception of me was false. It wasn't completely true. And I'm putting that naturally and maturely. And then the moon is after the moon of Pisces, it's going to be in Aries again. So this is the new moon, ultimate new moon ceremony in Sag part 2. So after what do you call that, so it's Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Aries, that sextile. So within that Aries, it's kind of like going back and respecting your individual divine femininehood, Aries. And then after Aries, the Taurus, moon in Taurus, we're going to feel how like the tech is kind of being more standardly, you know, aesthetically updated, Taurus. And then moon in Gemini, full moon in Gemini, wow. Feeling like the carrier of the Earth, starting in Earth and Gemini and the new moon, the Earth being the carrier, and then the Earth and the full moon kind of like, you know, us, you know, being blasted with the energies of the esoteric game of magic, not the fucking surface level one. You have the best life ever. That's just what it is. And shout out to the predecessors. So yeah, to conclude this video a little bit more, I'm gonna reflect on like how I started it, and I know it could be a tad bit ranty, but this is for like, it's just for a possibility of balance. See, not everyone's on that page, you know. So if not everyone's on that page, what do you think, like, you know, how do you think everyone's gonna react if they're energetically out of pocket? Then if you're acting energetically out of pocket, then out of pocket circumstances and results and reactions could happen. So this is the most advanced intelligence. You have the best life ever.